Hi again, Benjamin.
Yes, Mr. Damien.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
All right, so I think we are here to ask each other a few questions.
Sure.
You want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. So, recoveries can be tough. What's one lesson you've learned about dealing with customers in difficult situations?
Well, indeed, recoveries can be tough, but while I'm in the field, the one aspect that I focus on is listening. The first thing that comes into client's mind when we reach at their stages is losing the bike. And now what you have to do is to keep calm, listen most, because these clients have a lot of issues. They got accidents, they have patients at home. So the only thing you can do, a skill you have to possess, is listening skills. And from listening, now this client will calm down and listen to the options that are available. Clients that are in such moments, they tend to listen if you now offer a solution. If you tell them, I'm here to offer a solution, not take your bike. Now they will start listening to you, they will start being accommodating. Hence, you'll end up having a successful recovery. You collect money as a primary goal. And now, how do you see recovery function evolving in the next 5 to 10 years?
5 to 10 years, a lot can happen in 5 to 10 years. Who knows, maybe you'll be in a flying suit, getting to the site.
Yeah, technology.
No, jokes aside, I'm sure within 5 to 10 years, GPS tracker technology would probably be way more advanced, because every couple of years, we see some progress. So I think it would be much harder, if not impossible, for criminals to now, remove the tracker. At least I hope so. I also think 5 to 10 years from now, I think, and I truly hope, most bikes would be EVs, which I think will also make them slightly safer, right? Because with the EV, your bike is tracked, but also you need to go to certain points to swap your battery. Sure. So I think it will, to some extent, make recoveries a bit easier. And then there's one thing I've been observing both in Europe and in China. 5 to 10 years, again, a lot can happen. I don't know if you followed, but in China, credit scoring and citizen scoring has been taken to the next level. All your actions are being watched. If you path on a zebra line,
yes,
you are going to lose some points.
Sure.
If you speed on road, you are going to lose some points, and that would impact if you have access to certain train tickets and certain things. Again, it's a model unique to China, but who knows which path Africa will take. On the other hand, in Europe, it's the exact opposite. Europe has put very stringent laws where your data cannot be shared, etc. But so, depending on the path that a country like Uganda is taking, maybe recoveries would not exist anymore, because not paying a loan would be accessible by a central database, and then would make you lose your score. Yes. That's if Uganda goes the China way. Again, 10 years is long enough to,
a lot can change.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
How do you build trust with clients, even when you are collecting overdue payments?
Well, that is a very good question, Mr. Damien. Now, it is so broad. First of all, I build trust with customers by being respectful. These clients, when you find them at the stages, they hate it when you start telling them in front of their colleagues. They like it when you call them aside, talk to them respectfully. Some of them will, of course, respond by maybe yelling. That's when you can involve the chairman, the authorities in the area. But in the first place, you need to be very respectful and very transparent. Tell the client why you are there. Don't go there to tell in the name of marketing, yes, you're going to do recovery. You need to be open to this client and tell him, you see, I'm here, A, B, C, D, and this is the solution that we can offer as for now. What role do you think empathy should play in balancing customer care and business sustainability?
I think a major role, and I believe it has played a major role for Watu, again, I've been here not for so long, since January, but every single interaction I've been with the Boda Boda community, that's what they are saying. They start by saying, we appreciate Watu because you do not behave like other asset financiers.
Yes.
And you are using empathy, you are patient, you listen to us. And if there's a good reason for being slightly late on a loan, maybe health issue, anything can happen. We are all humans. Generally, they really appreciate that we've put empathy, at the center of our customer interaction strategy. And I think they really appreciate it. And I think that's the way it should be. We cannot come to try to serve the informal sector and not be empathetic enough to understand the problems that the informal sector is experiencing every day.
Yes.
Right. So it is just a must if we want to operate in this market.
That is good. That is nice.
What's the most challenging recovery you've handled, and how did you resolve it?
There are quite many, but I will single out like one or two. Now, one was a client. It was in 2023 in Eastern. I followed up a bike. It was online. When I found it, I found the client and his brother. His brother was carrying something like a luggage. Only to find out actually they had their son had passed. The son had passed and they were taking him home. I did not repossess the bike. I just said sorry. Said I was checking on you. I'll give you a call. Please, so sorry. How do you, as a country manager, define success in customer service and recoveries?
It's a very good question. There is so many indicators that companies follow. There is CSAT, there is NPS, Net Promoter Score, so many of them, different methodologies, different ways to ask the question to your clients. Personally, I've always been frustrated by these scores because maybe they give you an indication or a trend, but I think they can also be manipulated sometimes.
Yes.
But so personally, I think the things that just cannot be manipulated are things like how many of your clients are repeat clients, people who came first and then came back again. That does not lie. Nobody will come back to the same company if they feel you've not done a good job, right?
Yes.
And again, that when I see that at Watu, we have people who come for their 7th or 8th loan,
Yes.
means we've done a pretty good job.
Very good.
Referrals also do not lie. If you are willing to really refer the company to a friend or a relative, you would not, you will not give a bad advice to a friend.
Never.
So that also is a pretty strong indicator. And generally, word of mouth.
Yes.
You realize excellent companies when it comes to customer service are companies that don't do much marketing, because they let the people do the marketing for them.
Yes.
People who've been satisfied and would just speak highly of you as a company. In your opinion, how do recoveries contribute to the bigger picture of financial inclusion?
When we are out in field and we do successful recoveries, the clients pay money, not necessarily possessing the bike, it means the next customer in line in the branches is going to be served because there is money. There is, the company is getting money and recycling and financing other people. So that alone is enough inclusion. Like everyone can be actually benefit if we do successful recoveries in field and do the right job. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give me and my peers about leading with integrity in a challenging moment?
Mm-hmm. I think my answer will be very simple. I think that in challenging moments, leading with integrity is the only good option, in my opinion. But integrity is linked to really like people's personal values, etc. But for me, that's a value I put above everything. I'm not that old, but I've worked for a few companies and sometimes companies that went through very challenging times. I've been tasked by a previous company to go in 3 countries and close the companies. It was extremely tough, but really my lesson is that, again, leading this kind of very tough mission with integrity, human values, etc., and do your best to make sure that is as little as possible impacting the people, you know, that's the only way to go through this kind of things.
Thank you for the advice.
My last question, Benjamin.
Sure.
What motivates you to keep going in a role that often requires resilience?
Looking at the landscape of the youth in Uganda, almost 3.5 million people, majority who are youth, depending on motorbikes, on border industry. It is the second to agriculture to employ the youth. So meeting one youth that has gotten a bike, at times repossessed, then he takes it back, then comes, picks another bike, generally seeing a smiling face, a border man, a smiling, saying, you in Watu, you assisted me with this, I'm riding my 5th motorbike. That one keeps me going. What is your vision for how the recovery department can evolve to support sustainability of the company?
I mean, I think today you are full part of ensuring the sustainability of the company, right? Unfortunately, without a recovery department, who would sometimes, when the client has been given so many times and still does not want to pay, somebody who is able to keep that client accountable, without recovery departments, this company could not be running, right? So I have not much more to say, but you have to continue. Otherwise, the company would not be able to survive. And you have to continue to do it in the same human, responsible way that you have done. And I think it was very clear from the questions and the way you answered, like how you treat clients, how you respect them, how you listen to them. That for me is actually what has made Watu successful. So my only ask would be don't change, that spirit, that face of the company that you are showing through your acts and the way you behave. That is what defines who we are and how clients see us.
Sure.
So just keep doing what you do. All right, Benjamin, Mwebale.
Thank you for hosting me. I'm very happy.
Welcome. It was a great conversation, really.
Very good.
See you on the field very soon.
Sure. We are ready. Okay. My takeaways are like 3 from this interaction with Mr. Damien. One is customer care. The emphasis was on if we don't have customer care, then it means the sustainability of the business is at risk, because it is these customers that give us a stretch, give the company a hand to make sure that the sustainability of the business. Then the next takeaway is about the technology, where he emphasized that in the next 5 to 10 years, the technology will be, of course, will have advanced to the level where these trackers that in the motorbikes that have issues will also be, the trackers will improve, the technology will improve. The third takeaway from Mr. Damien was the advice that he gave about the integrity, where I emphasized that when you lose integrity, then it means it is very hard to regain it actually. So those are the 3 takeaways from today's interaction with Mr. Damien.
The discussion with Benjamin really inspired me because he's been in recovery for close to 6 years. So that means for the last 6 years, literally every single day, he's been in contact with our clients, and mostly in difficult times, because by definition in recovery, he's meeting clients who are facing difficulties paying their loan. I think it was really inspiring to hear how he's using patience, calm to get through these situations, as well as sometimes making his own decisions when he feels that the time is not right to recover that bike. I think that was really inspiring. And then it was really obvious from the conversation with him how proud he is to work for Watu, based on all the border riders he's seen around him on the field, having benefited from the collaboration with Watu. And in a kind of mirror effect, that makes me proud as well. And I hope that also makes all the Watu employees proud.